once more. We are playing Stompy. And I think we have to mulligan this hand. Like, it doesn't look too bad. Like, from a distance. But I mean, 4 lands is just so many. This is much better. We have a 1-drop and like the same 2 drops. Sheen in a place sort. See, that's either great or awful. We obviously have no real information as to whether it's going to be good or not. So I think I'm just going to bottom it and look for Rancors. Because Rancor is basically like the best card in the deck. Would like to draw it some more. Is this more control? Well, there's no way to know if it's mental note, delver stuff, or control. It's still more likely to be that sort of deck. But I think in case it is control, I'll play Nest Invader to play around edicts and that sort of thing. If they are control, again, it doesn't look like we can beat in Vicar's Justice on turn 4. So we might not even try. Depends what we draw, of course. Well, with Mutagenic Growth, maybe we can. Time to get stuck in. So the question is, like, are we going to keep this Eldrazi spawn around? I think we probably should not. We can just get our actual creatures with power onto the table. Like, if they play an edict, then we can just sacrifice Ledgewalker or something. I'm playing this one first because I think I'd rather this one be counterspelled. Because we want 2 power in play. But I think things don't look too bad. I definitely like to have drawn a young wolf, hero of the last game. Oh, Eldrazi Sky Spawner, that's a bit unusual. So that could mean there's some emerging stuff happening here. And of course, the one time I was ready to use Nest Invader to power out Hunger of the Howl Pack, I already spewed off my spawn. That's great. Anyway, time to get stuck in. I think I'll be casting Mutagenic Growth here. I think I can play the life quite happily. The follow-up question is whether we want to cast like Hunger the Howl Pack after their creature is dead. We don't have any of like our evasion things to put it on. And if they have like target removal, it's fairly bad. But I think it's probably a good idea. No, I'm just going to hold it some more. I don't want to just walk into like a Doomblade or something. They haven't had a good opportunity to use a Doomblade or a Vapor Snag or anything, so I don't want to just give them one. So possibly, if that was what I was intending to do, maybe I should have just cast Hunger of the Howl Pack in the first place. But this is okay. They missed a land drop and only have a Delver in play. They've almost certainly got some spells, but if they've got like a Doomblade or something, I think I'm fine to be casting cards. Alright, so if I were to say cast Hunger the Howl Pack, my creature would stay alive, and I would still have Vines around to counter Doomblade. Okay. Alright. So we don't actually have that much information. The Sky Spawner versions it's probably just like a normal like delvery type thing with some Sky Spawners in it. But they could also have like Wretched Griffs, which is fairly good. Sheen of Life's Roar, I'm pretty sure will be fairly good. I don't expect there to be a whole lot of Invicar's Justicing going on. So we want Scattershot Archers, even though there's not... It's unclear whether there's going to be like Fairy Miscreants or Spell Search Sprites or anything like that, but we know at least they have Sky Spawners, so that's one thing. Epic Confrontation is probably good, especially, you know, for like early delvers. Elephant Guide's probably bad, and like I don't want to go too all in on Epic Confrontation because if they have like a lot of bounce spells, then it becomes a bit sketchy. Wait, what happened there? Oh, I just added another one for me. Thank you. So I think the cards which are the worst, probably like Mutagenic Growth and just like Groundswells, I'm pretty sure. The like Ledgewalkers aren't super, since they can actually block them, but the Hexproof thing is quite relevant. Like Island Walking is relevant. The Nest Invaders are probably relevant. And yeah, alright. We've kept our curve nice and low, and we can adjust our sideboarding if we gain more information about what they're doing. This seems like a fine hand to me. 1 land plus Quirion Ranger, and you know, a ton of 1-drops and 1 2-drops, so we're, you know, pretty good to go, I think. As to which 1-drop we're playing, I think it has to be Nettle Sentinel, just because it hits the hardest. Exactly what we're doing next turn depends on what they're doing, but most likely involving Quirion Ranger and Rancor, if I think I can put the Rancor on Nettle Sentinel without too much difficulty. If I think something might happen to my Rancor, then I'll probably just play a couple of creatures. Okay, so attacking first. Like, it's possible that I should have played Quirion Ranger first. You know, in case like this one gets a counterspell or something, but I do like dealing damage. It is vaguely possible they might have something like Shrivel. So I'll play out the Young Wolf just to give me a little bit more protection rather than playing the Vault Scourges. Alright, so it does look like we're just delving like normal. And there's a Ghastly Demise that I definitely did not want to happen if I was playing Rancor. So this seems okay. We're going to be able to cast a Ledgewalker, and we're going to be able to put Rancor on it, which will help us get past a Gurmag Angler if that happens to occur. We can also just cast 2 Vault Scourges also. Gurmag Angler. Well, we knew that was on the way. If there's going to be something like a Force Spike or a Daze, I think I'd rather play Vault Scourges first. This does not play around Shrivel in any way, shape or form, but on the other hand, I don't think that can be helped. And hey, you know, they'll start attacking, getting the life back. They're down to just a few cards. It's possible they don't have too much more action going on. Like if they just have some more delve cards, for example, could be in good shape. But the brainstorm does probably mean they're gonna play a Thought Scour or Mental Note and dig to some relevant cards fairly soon. Okay. They played nothing, so time to attack. Still not safe to play Rancor. I would quite like to hold on to Riverboa until such time as I have a regeneration mana available for it. So I'm gonna start ledge walking first, even though this actually has a better evasion. But if we get into a position where we can resolve this, it's actually going to be really annoying for them since it blocks Gurmag Anglers all day. And if I need it to, and then attacks a lot. Alright, no blocks for me. So what does this mean? Is something terrible going to happen to my creatures if I attack with everything? I do expect something bad to happen. So should I play a creature first? What if I play Nettle Sentinel? Like if they counterspell it, I'll probably go for a Rancor. They have one card in their hand. Well, they have two, but one of them is definitely a land, which they just returned. So if the last card isn't, you know, like a bounce spell, then I think things are going well. It's notable that this being black means it can't be Doombladed. So that's like an extra layer of protection. And now we're, you know, racing them pretty effectively. They've only got two cards. Who knows what they are? But I think we're in fairly good shape. So, like, Shrivel is definitely a card I've seen and I'm slightly afraid of. So I'm not going to play another 1 toughness creature. Well, I'm technically am. I'm going to play Nest Invader, since it would let me play Riverboa with like a regen mana up. Now regen doesn't save it from Shrivel, but should I wish to do that, I can, you know, sack the spawn, tap this, play Riverboa, return Forest, yada yada yada. Everything is great. It's conceivable I should just attack with everything here. So if they were to like block Nest Invader, they would take 6. Now I can sacrifice this Eldrazi spawn to make a big Hunger of the Howl pack. And I think I should just attack with everything. I can't imagine they've got no tricks. But I think they're probably going to do something to interfere with all these creatures. Like, if they don't, I actually think I'm fine. But if they try and do something like this, if its toughness is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. So that means there's 3. So I could save it with Hunger the Howl pack, but if they have like literally any spell, they can just play it and then it still dies anyway. So I think what I'm going to do is activate Morbid and pump up this Vault Scourge. Of course, I keep mentioning Doomblade, but this has the same non-black cause, of course. So yeah, so there, it wouldn't have worked either way, but I think that's a-okay. So they're down to no cards. They're down to 2 life. And we have 2 flyers in play. And a couple of creatures. I think things are going well. I guess they could play in Vicar's Justice. And then die. Mwahaha. Hooray, we've won another match. Great stuff.